Hi everyone, this is Joanna Tenaur, a criminal law 2 student of Attorney Dimpna Dulay, and I will be reporting about Article 263 entitled Serious Physical Injuries. Article 263 Serious Physical Injuries. Any person who shall wound, beat, or assault another shall be guilty of the crime of serious physical injuries and shall suffer 1. The penalty of prison mayor, if in consequence of the physical injuries inflicted, the injured person shall become insane, imbecile, impotent, or blind. 2. The penalty of prison correctional in its medium and maximum periods, if in consequence of the physical injuries inflicted, the person injured shall have lost the use of speech, or the power to hear or to smell, or shall have lost an eye, a hand, a foot, an arm, or a leg, or shall have lost the use of any such member, or shall have become incapacitated for the work in which he was theretofore habitually engaged. The penalty of prison correctional in its minimum and medium periods, if in consequence of the physical injuries inflicted, the person injured shall have become deformed, or shall have lost any other part of his body, or shall have lost the use thereof, or shall have been ill or incapacitated for the performance of the work in which he was habitually engaged for a period of more than 90 days. 4. The penalty of arresto mayor in its maximum period to prison correctional in its minimum period, if the physical injuries inflicted shall have caused the illness or incapacity for labor of the injured person for more than 30 days. If the offense shall have been committed against any of the persons enumerated in Article 246, or with attendance of any of the circumstances mentioned in Article 248, the case covered by subdivision number 1 of this article shall be punished by reclusion temporal in its medium and maximum periods. The case covered by subdivision number 2 by prison correctional in its maximum period to prison mayor in its minimum period. The case covered by subdivision number 3 by prison correctional in its medium and maximum periods, and the case covered by subdivision number 4 by prison correctional in its minimum and medium periods. The provisions of the preceding paragraph shall not be applicable to a parent who shall inflict physical injuries upon his child by excessive chastisement. So in the case of People versus Balobar, GR number L40940, dated October 9, 1934, the facts of the case, it appears from the evidence that the defendant struck the offended party in the mouth with an iron instrument used for cranking the engine of a motor truck, thereby breaking 4 of the offended party's front teeth and inflicting on his upper lip a wound which required medical treatment, married for 6 days. The offended party had to have the broken teeth extracted because they ached and hurt his gums. The trial judge found that the offended party had a very noticeable disfigurement in the mouth at the time of the trial. So the principal question involved in this case is whether or not the physical injuries inflicted by the defendant upon the offended party constitute a violation of subsection 3 of Article 263 of the Revised Penal Code. So the court ruled that the penalty of prison correctional in its minimum and medium periods, if in consequence of the physical injuries inflicted, the person injured shall have become deformed, or shall have lost any other part of his body, or shall have lost the use thereof, or shall have been ill or incapacitated for the performance of the work in which he was habitually engaged for a period of more than 90 days. It will be noticed that the phrase cualquier otro miembro has been translated to read any other part of his body. The Spanish text scarcely justifies that translation. Cualquier otro miembro is more accurately translated any other member, meaning any other member than an eye, a hand, a foot, an arm, or a leg, which are those mentioned in subsection 2. Deformed is better translated disfigured. Paragraph 3 cover Any member which is not principal member of the body phrase. Any other part of his body. Any other member, meaning any member other than an eye, a hand, a foot, an arm, or a leg, which is mentioned in paragraph 2. Deformity of teeth refers to injury which cannot be repaired by the action of nature. So the ruling is penalty of prison correctional in its minimum and medium periods. So thank you so much for watching. Please be safe and stay at home.